You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we have got to crack open this little mystery about where Lucas Horton is right now, because he's out of Statesville prison. He's in protective custody, but Harris Michaels wouldn't tell Rafe Hernandez where he's at. However, I'm pretty sure I figured it out, and I'm going to spill that tea right now. But real quick, please click subscribe if you haven't already. All right, so I kind of had an idea that Lucas was going to wind up in this place, even before Harris told Rafe that Kate Roberts' son was placed into protective custody. And first, just to clarify, it looks like Lucas earned an early release by giving the Salem Police Department some good intel on the drugs. Next week, Harris and Jada Hunter made a really solid bust, and it seems to be from some info that Lucas got for them. It's good that they have, you know, him as a resource, because the cops aren't going to get squat out of Ava Vitali and Stefan DiMera. They're too scared of what Clyde Weston will do to Tripp Johnson and Gabi Hernandez to come clean. I mean, let's be real. No one wants to work for Clyde Weston. He is a steaming pile of human excrement, but he also has power and underworld contacts, so he can hurt people that they love. So Ava and Stefan have no choice. And it sounded like Clyde was threatening Ava when talking to Harris, so it's clear he knows the detective cares about her. The good news is, with Lucas Horton hidden away, that's one less person that can fall prey to Clyde's horrible plotting. I mean, clearly, the guy's not scared of anything. Let's be clear, Clyde Weston is in prison for life. He murdered Gabi DiMera on top of his other myriad crimes. He's not going to get out, you know, unless he escapes. So I'm not quite sure what the point is with him selling the drugs, unless he's saving for a rainy day, hoping to escape again. I mean, it wouldn't be his first prison break, but unless he's going to get out, it's almost nonsense for him to keep running drugs from prison. I mean, he's got money. He doesn't have any family he's funneling money to, and I'm sure he's got enough to keep his prison commissary account padded pretty well for the next few decades that he's going to be in there until he dies. Nonetheless, Clyde's going to keep making threats, and with nothing much to lose, that's why he's comfortable openly threatening Harris, a cop. I mean, the only thing they can do to stop Clyde is put him in solitary until he dies of old age, or waste him. I mean, I know Stefan and Ava would both like to see him 6 feet under taking a dirt nap. That'd be fine. All right, but back to Lucas Horton. He held up his end of the bargain and got brutally beaten for asking questions to get info for the cops, and the state attorney general approved his transfer into protective custody. Good thing they didn't go to the DA, because EJ DiMera probably would have said no, because he hates Lucas, understandably. So Lucas Horton actor Bryan Dattilo actually talked about where his character's going to be spending time until the Clyde threat is eliminated. Dattilo said that where Lucas goes after Statesville is, quote, worse than prison. What's worse than prison? Walmart on Black Friday, maybe. A biker bar while Lucas is dressed in a bikini thong and forced to dance on the bar? I mean, what's worse than prison? He says it's the last place you want to be sent after you get out of prison, and so that's where they send Lucas. Says you won't see it coming, out of left field, pretty funny. All right, well, I won't say it's entirely out of left field, because if I'm correct, it's a set and a storyline that's been used before. The big hint really came months ago, back in October 2023, when they released the Day of Days promo. So there was that scene of Lucas behind bars, and he was talking to Kate and Harris about, you know, getting info on the drug scene. And then there was a blink and miss it picture, little tiny scene of Lucas outside of prison somewhere else entirely. I'm going to show you a photo of it, but it's not real sharp. It was one of those blink and miss it, just flash by moments that Days likes to use in promos when they're trying to tease us really quick, but they're not really going to give us any substance. So in the photo, Lucas Horton is in a friar's habit. More specifically, it looks like the habit of a Franciscan monk. That's the sect that has the rope tied around their waist, you know, all the vow of poverty stuff. There's these 3 knots on the rope that stand for poverty, chastity, and obedience. I have to say that's pretty hilarious, thinking Lucas Horton would entertain any of those 3 options. So As for not wanting to go to a monastery after prison, I can see that. I mean, no doubt Lucas might be looking for some female company and a shot of whiskey, and he's not going to find it in a dormitory full of priests. So this monastery set, I suspect, could be the same one they used for the convent when Kristen DiMera was hiding out away from Salem, and then Lonnie Price wound up there too. Remember, that's when they became besties. Keep an eye out to see if it is the same holy set. So spoilers for next week say Kate Roberts is happy that her son Lucas is out of prison, but she's worried he's still in danger. It's even sketchier when Lucas walks away from the monastery and shows up to see his mom. I'm assuming that's her in the photo because the person has a large flashy hat and the hair is kind of multicolored like Kate's wild colors are. So with Lucas out of prison, the question is, how long is he going to stick around Salem? You know, Bryan Dattilo is one of those who's around for a while and then he'll be gone for months or even a year or longer. That said, I suspect he's going to stick around during February sweeps and then might be gone out of Salem for a while. With Sammy Brady still gone and both his kids, Will Horton and Allie Horton, out of town too, I mean, why would he stay around? I mean, his mom's in Salem, but I don't think that's enough to keep him around for too awful long. But for now, maybe. Once the Clyde threat is eliminated, I suspect Lucas Horton may pack off to visit his two kids. If I recall correctly, Will is in New Zealand, and I think Sonny's with him, and Ariana is there. And I'm pretty sure Allie Horton left to go there also and took her young son Henry and headed there too. So maybe if his parole allows it, or if Days even talks about what's allowed in parole, I mean, they might even care. So they don't generally worry about legalities too much on Days. So maybe, just maybe, that's where Lucas winds up after sweeps as well. I just don't see a lot left in Salem for him once this plot is over. I think they'll cycle him out and then cycle him back in later when he's needed for a front burner storyline. So wait and see on that. It looks like we're about to have Father Lucas on our Days of Our Lives screens, though. Hey, drop your comments on what you think about him winding up in a monastery. Please click subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely come back soon. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we are here talking Days 7 days a week. As always, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.